Did you know? Before dinosaurs, the Earth was filled with creatures like this. And the apex predators of that era were shaped like sailing ships. So, are you curious about who the inhabitants were before the dinosaurs? And here's the history of life before the dinosaurs. Around 320 million to 300 million years ago, the land masses of our planet were not what they are today. The supercontinents we know as Africa, South America, Australia, India, Antarctica, Europe, and Asia had not yet been divided into many parts. Instead, they were joined together into a single entity, Pangea. Scientists explain that this process involved the coming together of various ancient land blocks. For example, the Laurentia, Baltica, Gondwana cratons, which collided and melted into each other through orogenesis, mountain building, until this supercontinent finally formed. The existence of Pangea was not just an abstract concept. Rock evidence, fossils of the same plants on the two now separated continents, the matching coastlines, all of these pieces add up to a giant puzzle. But its shape wasn't smooth and symmetrical. It was shaped like a large sea, stretching from a northern hemisphere to the southern, surrounded by a single, giant ocean called Panthalassa. Imagine the dry, hot air of this landmass's interior, winds howling across the ancient desert as if the earth were enfolding itself. These conditions are documented by climate models that suggest Pangea's interior experienced extreme seasons, very dry, very wet, with giant monsoons. As the continents converged, the impacts went beyond geography. The global climate changed dramatically, with far fewer moderating oceans. Much of the landmass was far from the coast. The interior of Pangea experienced extreme atmospheric conditions, dry, hot, with large seasonal fluctuations. At the edges, open seas remained. Vegetation was more thriving, but in the center, the land cracked and desert spread. The previously lush, carboniferous swamp forests began to disappear, replaced by drought-resistant plants like early conifers and seed ferns. The result, many groups of animals and plants couldn't adapt. They went extinct or were pushed to the fringes of their habitats. We often think of dinosaurs as the early kings of the land, but in fact, when Pangea was at its peak, there were no dinosaurs. Here are some of the world's most important inhabitants. Plants like Glossopteris dominated the southern part of Pangea. Large leaves, strong stems. They were the primary forests of the time. Early conifers, seed ferns, and various drought-tolerant plants began to replace the once abundant swamp forests. In the ocean surrounding Pangea, the Panthalassa Ocean, there were brachiopods, ammonoids, various spiny fishes, and other ancient marine groups. On land, the dominant group was not dinosaurs, but mammal-like reptiles or synapsids. For example, pelycosaurs and later, more advanced therapsids. There were also large herbivorous reptiles in the form of Pariasauria, giant armored herbivores, filling a large niche for plant eaters. Examples of extreme carnivores, groups like Inostrancevia, which became top predators at the end of the Permian. So, life in Pangea was a big drama. Various creatures tried to survive amidst harsh conditions, fierce competition, and extraordinary adaptations. So dominant, yet so fragile. Around 251 million years ago, the era known as the Permian-Triassic extinction event, often called the Great Dying, ended. More than 90% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial species disappeared in a geologically short time. The cause? A combination of massive volcanic eruptions, such as in Siberia, rapid climate change, loss of oxygen in the oceans, and perhaps the effects of continental coalescence itself. Pangea reduced coastlines, minimizing fertile shallow water habitats. As it did so, this vast landmass became an ecological trap. The interior became too dry, the coasts were depressed, the seas were devoid of life. The cataclysmic collapse ultimately paved the way for a new era of life. Why is this story important? Because Pangea demonstrates two important points. First, our world is not fixed as it is. Continents move, climates change, and life adapts or perishes. Second, extreme conditions and rapid change can destroy life en masse, a point that is relevant today, especially in the face of climate change. And now, even though Pangea collapsed about 200 million years ago, that doesn't mean the continental game is over. Scientists now predict that someday, billions of years from now, all the continents could rejoin, forming a new supercontinent called Nova Pangea or Pangea Ultima. So, the story of Pangea isn't just about our past. It's a hint that Earth's future could bring one giant landmass again, and we live in the in-between. We are the generation that stands in between, after the giant supercontinent and before the next one. Did you like a story like this? Subscribe to stay updated with more stories like this. Don't forget to like, share, and comment if you have any request stories that you like. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.